talked about cybersecurity. What's kind of your sense? Do you think the Republicans can hold the House? There's been talk about that was not going to happen at all. Now there's some thought that maybe it can happen. Where do you think everything falls out in a couple weeks here?
I'm going to sound like I'm a squishy, middle of the road person, but you all know that I'm not. When I say this, it's a toss up, Drew. I have seen both internal and external data. I've been watching it very closely for the last month and a half, especially after the Kavanaugh hearings and the hashtag mobs or jobs, not mobs, came out. And that's what we're asking people to vote for, jobs, not mobs. But quite honestly, it's a toss up. The Democrats have put some formidable operations in place in the districts that they targeted. And we have a few Republicans that have targeted Democrat districts, mildly Democrat districts that are trying to flip some. We may actually have one or two successes there. But as far as control of the House, I have to put it at a toss up right now. And I'm watching it very, very closely.
Yeah. Well, it really is interesting. I mean, I think that anyone who does say that they know the answer is full of it,
Yeah.
but it's definitely more compelling than it was weeks ago because I think that there was a lot of information out there and data that would support things going, more blue. But I think now it really is a toss up. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, the conservatives can hold the Senate and some good things come out of it. Last thing I want to talk to you about is, just to give the audience kind of a full scope of the knowledge of Rob Maness. But, we spoke earlier in the show about the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty with Russia. Trump says we're backing out of it. Russia's not been playing with it. They've not been actually adhering to it. So Trump says, why would we do it any longer? And is backing out. You think this is a good move?
Oh, I think it's absolutely a good move. It should have been done in 2015. If you go back in my writing history, one of the articles I wrote in and was helped write with some professional national security guys was calling for as one of the steps the president to pull out of the Intermediate Nuclear Forces Treaty with Russia because they are in violation. They have been in violation for quite some time, and it only helps them for us to stay in there, and it prevents Europe from being as ready as they ought to be, which makes them a deterrent and makes NATO a better deterrent to any Russian aggression. And as you could see, what happened with the Crimea and the Ukraine, and what continues to happen there is the Crimea was annexed without any response from NATO whatsoever, except for way after it was too late, and no response from the United States almost. And the war continues in the Ukraine, backed by Russian forces that are backing the rebels.
Yeah, for sure. Well, no, I mean, it's nice to hear with this and so many other things, but particularly with this, a president step up and say, "We're just not doing it anymore. It's not happening. Like, if you're not
Yeah.
going to play nice, we're not going to play nice. The world doesn't work that way. Maybe did for the last 8 years, but not anymore."